Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his way to Balasore in Odisha. He then will be in Cuttack. He is leaving, is what we've been given to understand. In fact, the Prime Minister's office has tweeted about it, saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is leaving for Odisha, where he will review the situation in the wake of the train mishap. That's the information that we have at the start, that the Prime Minister is leaving for Odisha. He will be in Balasore, is what we've been given to understand, and then in Cuttack, where he will take stock of the situation and also meet the injured passengers in the hospital in Cuttack, where they are recuperating. Paulami Saha has more on that. Yes, Paulami.
That's right. The information, of course, that's coming in from the Prime Minister's social media handle, where it has been reported that the Prime Minister is leaving now for Odisha, where he will be reviewing the situation in the wake of the train mishap. Remember, earlier it was reported that the Prime Minister will be visiting the accident site in Balasore, and after that, he will be going to the hospital in Cuttack to meet the injured persons who have, in fact, been rescued from the mishap site and taken to hospital for immediate medical attention. So it will be a couple of hours, Sneha, before the Prime Minister, in fact, reaches Odisha. But that is the latest information that's coming in at the moment. This after the Prime Minister earlier convened a high-level meeting at 7 LKM at his residence in Delhi, where he was virtually joined by certain officials who are obviously on the ground already from the Railways Department, taking stock of the situation, where he was told exactly as to where the current status of relief and rescue stands at, because that is the priority. We do, of course, believe that, in fact, the relief efforts are over at the moment. So now, of course, they're going to try and ensure that everyone gets the best possible medical attention as soon as possible. And, of course, the investigation will carry on as well on the sidelines as to what exactly caused this absolutely shocking tragedy that has claimed so many lives. But as far as, the local hospitals is concerned, the information, of course, received is that there are at least 261 casualties. But remember that already the DG Fire Services, Sudhanshu Sarangi, had claimed that there could be more than 280 fatalities as far as this tragic accident is concerned. Neha.
Absolutely. As far as extending the best possible medical care to those who've been injured in this polemic is concerned, the different arms of the government have swung into action already. This is the kind of work that the Prime Minister also is expected to oversee.
The Prime Minister, of course, was trying to ensure in terms of the rescue and relief that every agency possible that can, in fact, aid in this process is involved, and everyone is putting their best foot forward in terms of ensuring that speedy relief reaches those persons who are injured, and rescue operations, in fact, are completed, which the Railways Minister just a short while ago informed reporters on ground that the rescue operation is over at the moment, and of course the restoration work has started. Of course, the Railways Minister also informed that there will be a thorough investigation of this tragedy, and they will, of course, ensure that no such incident happens in the future. But clearly our hearts do go out to those who have lost their loved ones in this absolutely horrific tragedy that has taken place in Balasore, Odisha. And the Prime Minister will soon be there in order to take stock of the situation himself and, of course, extend his sympathies to the injured persons when he visits them in hospital in Cuttack.
The Prime Minister on his way to Odisha is going to be in Balasore at the site of the accident, and then in Cuttack, where many of the injured passengers are recuperating right now, is what Paulami Saha is telling us. The Prime Minister has started for Odisha. In fact, the Prime Minister's office has tweeted about it, saying that he will also be meeting survivors in the hospital in Cuttack. Remember, there are 900 people who've been injured. Many of them have received grievous injuries, and they're spread across in areas in the vicinity of Balasore, in hospitals in Cuttack, in Balasore, in Mayurbhanj, also in Bhubaneswar and the Jaipur districts of Odisha, from where we are getting in ground reports. These are pictures of the Prime Minister previously taking stock of the situation. Paulami continues, in fact, to be with us. Previously, the Prime Minister held this meeting, getting a sense of what could have really happened in this case. Paulami.
That's right. This, of course, is a tragedy which has shaken the entire country. The Prime Minister, of course, Sneha, like I said, has been constantly in touch with the officials on the ground, including, of course, the Union Railways Minister since last evening, in order to take stock of the situation, in order to understand what led to this tragedy and, of course, the scale of the tragedy as well, and ensuring, of course, because that is priority, that all the persons who were trapped in the bogies that, in fact, collided are basically going to, in fact, are rescued immediately. And then, of course, the relief is, brought to them as soon as possible. So that is, of course, been the focus, and he has been constantly speaking with officials earlier as well. He, of course, was speaking to officials via virtual conference as well, because he was taking stock of the situation as he was with officials who are on the ground already. He was given a presentation as well. NDRF officials were present as well. He understood, of course, the Home Minister was present in that meeting as well. He understood, of course, what exactly happened in terms of these trains that collided on ground in Balasore. Prime Minister's office officials were also present over there. And now we were told by our sources within the Prime Minister's office that, in fact, the Prime Minister is en route to Odisha.
Okay, do we know where he's going to land, Polami? This is Shiv here. I've just joined the broadcast. Do we know where the Prime Minister is going to land? I assume he'll be getting to the nearest airfield by a fixed-wing aircraft and then take a helicopter to the site.
That's right. Shiv, we are, of course, trying to get details of the itinerary, but what we're told so far is first he is going to go straight to the accident site.
Yes.
He'll head to Balasore first. And after he has been to the accident site and he's given a briefing by the officials who are on the ground, and he sees, of course, the scale of this tragedy for himself, he will head to Cuttack, where most of the injured persons have been taken to the hospital in Cuttack, where, of course, the injured persons are being treated. Of course, the injured persons are being treated in various nearby districts as we speak at the moment, because the hospitals are inundated in the area and in the vicinity of Balasore. But the Prime Minister, we're told, at the moment the program stands Balasore and Cuttack.